big waste of time. Alright, you can have a simple fact as you are just a vulnerable that people never change their functions. Arizona, daylight, created for the purpose of creating confusion. So creative, you created time pollution. Everybody's pissed off anyway. There is no controversy. You opened up Pandora's box. A homemade fire. A can of worms, but not the good kind of worms. A can of the bad kind of worms. And in a world full of problems that nobody can agree on what to do or how to fix, everybody would be happy if you just disappeared and stop claiming to be saving anything other than yourself. And you're not even a person or an animal with feelings, so we all could enjoy seeing you be destroyed. Yeah, we could all enjoy seeing you be destroyed. Do you remember the time we ran out of songs? We didn't have any more. Kind of sad, out of songs. We always kept it in the refrigerator door. But something happened. We ran out of songs. And we shouted out, thank you, Lord. 'Cause just when we thought we ran out of songs, we found a little packet in the drawer. We found a little packet in the drawer. We found a little packet in the drawer. And just when we thought we ran out of songs, we found a little packet in the drawer. We found a little packet in the drawer. We found a little packet in the drawer. And just when we thought we ran out of songs, we found a little packet in the drawer. So if ever there's a time when you're out of songs and you don't have any more, if you're sad, out of songs, you always kept some in the refrigerator door. Maybe something will happen. You run out of songs and you shout it out, thank you, Lord. And just when you thought you ran out of songs, you'll find a little packet in the drawer. I hope you'll find a little packet in the drawer. I hope you'll find a little packet in the drawer. If ever you find you run out of songs, I hope you'll find a little packet in the drawer. If ever you find you run out of songs, I hope you never heard. You can fly to the ends of the earth and your message goes undelivered. You can find your head in a cloud and be surprised and severely injured. You can drive to the edge of the world, lose your mind in search of a bird. Some other bird. Ain't the little bird on the left? Ain't the little bird on the right? Big baby bird, if you're listening, you may be heard. Heard of the bird? Be careful or you may be heard. Heard by the bird, it's more than a bird to be sure. This baby bird is more like a god than a big baby bird, and though you don't believe a word of the bird, you're hoping that you may be cured by the bird. More like a god than a
Hello, interwebs, and welcome. I'm your host for the evening, Elsie May. You may know me from some of my works as singing at Sunspace or being behind the bar at Sunspace. And we're here today with the wonderful Noel Rhodes and Gaia Rhodes of Sunspace. Whee! Thank you guys for taking this time to do this awesome interview so everyone can get a vibe for what's going on with Sunspace.
Thank you, Elsie.
Yeah.
And we're here on our Twitch channel. This is also probably going to be on YouTube, I think. But let's dive into this shit. Who are you guys? And what is Sunspace?
Well, I am Noel, and I don't know what Sunspace is anymore because it's not what it was just about 9 months ago. It stopped being what was known as Sunspace in Shadow Hills. And because of COVID-19, we had to stop. So, I don't know what it is now, but that's what we're going to explain to you. And Gaia knows a lot more about that, what it is now.
Yeah, I'm Gaia Rhodes, and I will be explaining what the new Sunspace is.
I mean, I guess, how did we even start? Like, this has evolved and been a couple different things even leading up to this point, right? Like, wasn't there another venue that this was part of?
Yes. The first thing that was like Sunspace was in Topanga Canyon at a wonderful place called Hillbilly Hip. It was a vintage clothing store in the heart of Topanga Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And for a couple years, we did a show called Unusual Tuesdays there, and it was the greatest show ever. And we did that for 2 years there, and it was a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm. Started as kind of an open mic thing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of people from the canyon participating. It was a lot of fun.
And was it still just you two guys, or was there other people that were doing it with you?
Drummer was still involved.
The Gregorio?
Yeah, Gregorio. He of many names. He was very much involved. Cecil, who ran Hillbilly Hip, he was a big part of it. There were a lot of people involved.
And his wife Gidget,
Yeah,
his
Gidget.
partner Gidget, and they ran Hillbilly Hip, and it was a great place and a great time for a couple years in Topanga Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool how it's always kind of been like these pockets of like family and friends making this like creative space, and that it seems like it's always been able to evolve a little bit. That's really cool.
Yeah, we never really had a lot of planning. We just kind of do it, and you do it, and the people come together. We always had beautiful people coming and joining whatever we did, and that's why it was always so great.
I can
A rising
appreciate that.
cluster.
The rising-
Yeah.
Well, the Great Writhing Cluster, that's what we called the whole group of what we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it was, a Great Writhing Cluster.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that, like you said, just fly by the seat of your pants, not a lot of planning. That's how I do things, with no planning.
Yeah.
That's how. Alright, next. Why is Sunspace changing? How did COVID prompt this? What was this drama, the story?
Well, everything was going along perfectly great. We were becoming the greatest venue in Los Angeles, and
Ever.
then the COVID thing happened, and we had to just shut down because it was a small little venue, and so that was it. That's it. It's done, and so everybody knows that story. We're just one in
Yeah.
about a million places that had to shut down. So. No big surprise there.
But I'll give you props. Like, didn't we keep it running for a couple 6 months, 5 months? That was
Yeah.
no small feat.
Yeah, we kept it open and did the live streams there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I think we learned some things that will be helpful in what we do in the future here.
Nice.
Yeah, those were some cool shows.
Yeah.
They got weird and wild.
Well, it seemed
Yeah.
like that was a lot of learning, like the start of like the live streaming stuff. Because I remember we'd been trying to get live streaming stuff going for a while, and we'd done a couple like Instagram story,
Yeah.
Instagram live stuff. But it's kind of cool how COVID sucks, but that kind of was the catalyst for let's figure out
Yeah,
this
we
streaming
had-
shit.
Yeah.
We had to do it, so we did it, and it and now that's what's going to be next.
I like
Yeah.
it.
dragged kicking and screaming into the
Yeah.
future.
That was totally planned. Completely planned. The next question we have is, Noel, are you still going to be doing Sunspace? Or what is like your
Well,
role with that?
I'll always be involved in whatever Elsie and Gaia are doing, just because we're so close. I don't do the internet really, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I will be contributing. I have lots of ideas of things that I'll put onto video or whatever and insert them in the show, but it won't be up to me to create the show because that's not my in my knowledge. So I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So that's where you guys will take over for it, and whoever's helping you. So
Well, we'll be grateful to have any and all participation with all the wacky, unplannedness.
Oh, it's gonna get weird. We're gonna do some fun stuff.
Did it ever not get weird, though? I feel like it's always had a caliber of welcome weird.
Hence the name Unusual Tuesdays.
This
Yeah.
This is true. Well, that brings me to my next question. Who is this new team, this new group that is leading this Twitch madness?
Well, I'm taking over a lot of responsibility. You're taking over a lot of responsibility. Chris Suhu, which I think everyone from Sunspace knows really well because he's always been a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
He's taking over a lot of stuff. Our friend Pau, who's kind of a computer whiz and really good at the video editing stuff, she's going to be helping us a lot. We're really going to be reaching out into the community that we established and asking for help because, that's kind of what Sunspace became, was like this artist community of like talented, cool, like-minded people. It was fun.
That seems like a good, just kind of starting foundation team to move on with. You know, I like it. We have next year. What can we expect when Sunspace comes back? When will Sunspace be coming back?
I'm pretty sure we're coming back mid-December, early December-ish, kind of in that window. We have a set date. I'm blanking on it now, so it'll probably like show up on the green screen or something.
Well, in the context
here,
below,
right
we'll
here.
format all different parts of this screen so that we can put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or
And-
maybe we'll just frame you guys with all the start dates.
Yeah, just this whole border of the date.
but definitely 2021 will be the year of the new Sunspace.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's good. Like the spirit of it's going to be very similar. That I don't know how to describe the Sunspace vibe, but that's what we're continuing. The spirit of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an online show
Yeah.
instead of in an actual venue because we can't do it in an actual venue anymore.
But I think that's part of what, or at least what I loved, what I think everyone out there would love too, was that it was always hard to put into words what the Sunspace vibe was.
Yeah.
And because of that, it always felt like you were always welcome because there weren't real set parameters.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
inclusive. And
Yeah.
we want that to remain.
I like that. Well, will Unusual Tuesday be back? And also, what other show? Will Unusual Tuesday or any other shows we love come back?
Yeah, so Unusual Tuesdays is very much Noel's show. So
It's your baby.
yeah.
I mean, you're his baby too, but
They're both. That's the second born.
yeah. Unusual Tuesdays first.
But yeah, so we, like I was saying, we want to keep the spirit and the feel of it going. So there will be shared things. All the artists that participated in Unusual Tuesday are still going to be a big part of the new Sunspace. But the format's going to be a little bit different. It's a streaming show instead of a live show, so that that just inherently changes how things are
Right.
done. And we're going to evolve and figure it out as we go along. But it's not going to be Unusual Tuesdays. It's going to be called Sunspace Presents. Which will kind of take the place of that and be the variety show with just a little bit of everything.
So there won't be like every Tuesday something. It's going to be.
No, it'll start off once a month. Hopefully we'll get it worked up to about ideally once a week. But we're going to start small and take it from there because we don't really know exactly what we're biting off here.
Yeah. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's just start in your small little parameter and then be ready to grow from there, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it.
I heard rumors too that, I mean, I guess it wasn't a show, but Chris had done painting workshops and that there might be painting shows on Twitch.
There's
so
going to be a
that's
lot
kinda-
of new content because it is online. There's going to be, Chris is going to have the live painting thing.
Yeah.
We're going to do video game streams, like play-alongs. There's going to be so much content and new stuff. You just gotta tune in and check it out because we don't even know what it's going to be yet.
Well, that's my next question is there any new content? So
Yeah, there's a lot.
there's
There's a lot.
a lot of new stuff. Well, there'll be Cherry Bomb. But it's probably going to be the same, like once a month to start, and then see where we go from there.
Yeah, another one, Aquarian Times, which is going to be Pow's show, and that's all about just as an Aquarius, kind of just going from whatever interests her at the time, back and forth, and it could be anything.
You know, one of the things she told me about that is she was like, I struggled so much because I always thought Aquarius was a water sign. And she was like, when I found out it was an air sign, I was like, oh my god, this makes so much more sense. I'm like a leaf in the wind. I can't make up my mind about things.
That's good.
Which, and I guess technically this would be Aquarian Times because Pal was supposed to be doing the interviews, but life and things happen. So I'm standing in for Pal right now. Just pretend I'm a cute little
okay.
German girl.
Okay. So this is Aquarian Times now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
All right.
So we'll have Aquarian Times, we'll have Sunspace Presents, we'll have Chris's amazing painting, whatever that's going to be, but probably cool and weird, and Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb, yeah.
And then that seems like there's room to grow down the line, which is dope.
Yeah.
I can dig that. Ooh, this is a blank card. Anything you'd like to say in this moment of blankness?
Just keep doing all the great things that you're doing, everybody. You're doing a great job. We're keeping an eye on you.
That's you know what, in invisible ink, that was the correct answer, and you got it right. That's perfect. So what is Twitch? I mean, I feel like a lot of people know what that is, but just to sum it up kind of quickly, what is it, and how can viewers watch or join or support Sunspace in this new endeavor?
I mean, I don't even really know what Twitch is. Like that's part of this process. Is Noel's a technophobe. I am not the most tech savvy person either, so we're gonna figure this out in real time. Twitch is a streaming platform where primarily people stream video game playthroughs, but it's evolved to have really kind of anything you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it's a great platform for us to present anything that we have. So we're taking advantage of that and relaunching Sunspace on Twitch because it's the best place to do that right now.
I mean, even the broadcast that you guys had done, like when we first moved to Twitch, like it was nice to be able to watch things from home when it was, like, oh, you can't get off work in time, or you don't feel good. So it is kind of cool to see how people are putting more stuff aside from games on.
Yeah. Oh, it's super
platforms like
accessible
Twitch.
too. Like you can watch it from anywhere. You can watch it from your phone. You can watch it at home. It's that the convenience of it is undeniable. So
Yeah.
it's.
And so people can subscribe. Is that a way they can help out with the channel?
Yeah, you can subscribe. I think you can tip. These are all things that I am going to be figuring out with you guys. But yeah, subscribing is a big part of it. Following us is a big part of it.
If you see a heart, just click on it. Just click, but don't click on it too many times. Just click on it till it's full. That'll help.
That sounds right.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Well, and with subscriptions too, there'll be emojis and stuff that people can use on the channel. So if you subscribe, this is just what the little bit.
That's right. No, we've been doing some 3D modeling of the masks and various characters that people know, and I know depending on your level of involvement, you might get access to some of these unique emojis and fun things from Sunspace.
Swag.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great way to support, and I guess also spreading the word. You can,
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Help us go viral, pun intended. All right. So now we have some wonderful questions that we put on our Instagram story for people to ask you guys anything.
Oh.
So I'm going to try to not butcher all these usernames. If I completely destroy your username, it's not my fault. And I stand by that statement. So first we have from Falcon Fist.
Okay, I know this guy.
You know this guy?
I've got
This
issues
guy,
with this
troublemaker.
guy. He's a
Oh,
troublemaker.
Oh, Falcon
Right.
Fist. He's
What-
calling you out.
What does he got? What does he got?
How many dogs are there?
How many dogs? There's not enough dogs. We gotta get some more.
One for every week, I guess?
Yeah. There's only one dog that matters each week, and that's Dog of the Week.
Thank you. That was a very diplomatic answer. I would have been cited more trouble with that. All right. Calfloravore wants to know, how's your garden and what are you growing? Can we hang out and talk about worms?
Yeah, we can't hang out yet because it's COVID, but my garden is doing okay, but it's really, the worms are doing great. I give the worms all my attention, so I don't have them. But if you want some worm castings, you can have some, but I'll have to figure out, I'll get them to you somehow, but
There
yeah.
you go.
The worms are doing well, yeah. And the worms that were at Sunspace, we had a worm farm at Sunspace, and I just transferred the worm farm to a good friend of Sunspace, Johnny, who lives nearby. And
cool.
What was paper towels from the restroom, the worms turned it into beautiful soil, and so now it's back in the soil in the Shadow Hills area.
I think
That's
a lot of
awesome.
people didn't know that there was a worm farm.
I know,
I
it's
know.
not enough people knew about it for sure. Not, you know.
I think
so-
a lot of people were sitting on the bench it was under without
Yeah,
even being
they-
aware.
Was it the one in the back or like in the back of
Outside.
It was the one
It
outside
was the one outside, yeah.
that we all sat and smoked cigarettes on?
Yeah,
That was the
but-
worm farm, you guys.
Yep.
I know. I didn't tell people, and people are squeamish about worms and think if you sat on a bench that was a worm farm, it'll go up your butt or something. But
You got worms.
that was never going to be. That was never a
Yeah.
possibility. But we did bring out the worms a couple times, and they were a very popular feature of a few shows that we did for sure.
Maybe this is going to help some of those people get over their fears. Maybe someone out there is watching this going, oh my God, I sat on worms
Yeah.
for weeks and
That's where I got my butt worm from.
or that. Good job, Califlorvivore. All right, now we have from John Besaxon wants to know, what is behind renowned archaeologist Ted Cranston's feud with Noel? I think he means Stu Cranston, right?
I guess so. I think he means Stu Cranston's. Yeah.
What is behind the
Naturalist
feud?
and extraordinaire.
Yeah, what
because
happened, Noel?
Well, he's just such an such an awful person to hang out with. If you've ever been with him, you would know that's what the feud is about. If he was a more pleasant person, there would be no feud.
He's
But
a bit drunk too.
he's just awful person. But you know, he has some popular books and videos. Other than that, there's not a lot to recommend him. So that's why I wouldn't. But you should check out his videos.
The books you gotta give it to him. Like
Mm-hmm.
those books are pretty spectacular.
Yeah, we do. I think they'll be available on the website, the Sunspace
Yeah.
website.
That's
Yeah.
really big of you, though, that even though there's a feud, you're still broadcasting his books and
we
his
support
stuff.
his work. We just think
Yeah.
he's a horrible
Does
person.
he offer you guys the same level of support, or is this just a one-way relationship?
No, he didn't support anybody or anything. So, but
Dick.
yeah, he's an awful person. I hope you never have to spend any time with him. But yeah, you check out his videos; they're pretty good though.
So there you have it. The books and videos are worth it, but don't ask him to borrow a cup of sugar. It won't go
Yeah.
well. Nitcher wants to know, how are you guys and gals holding up?
How are we holding up? We're holding up. I'm holding
Yeah.
up. Okay, you know.
We're here.
How are you? I don't know. We're here. It's a.
I think everyone's just holding it together right now.
Yeah.
You know.
But thanks for that question, Nature. I hope you're doing well. I know it's good. It's not even. You know, some people are not holding or having a really tough time, and I feel for everyone that's going through a tough time right now. We're doing well. Thank you very much for the sweet question.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
We're like the cat poster. It's like
We're hanging in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
yeah, we're all just hanging, just chilling. Timo_Maloof would like to know, when did you start having shows?
When do we start having shows? Well, Sunspace, as Timo would know it, is started in 2017, the beginning of 2017, and we were there for 3.5 years doing shows. So that's, I think that's what you mean. That's when we started
That's it,
doing
yeah.
it. So 3.5 years at Sunspace in Shadow Hills. Before that, it was just variety of, other things not called Sunspace.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you mean, right, Timo?
I think that's what Timo means. I'm
Yeah.
getting a psychic connection. Yes, that's what Timo means.
Timo did a couple really cool shows at Sunspace too. He's a really cool musician who
dope.
plays the strings and.
There were
Those
so
are really
many
cool,
great
yeah.
musicians.
Yeah.
Puffy Fluffy Clouds would like to know, where will we see you again next? I mean, I feel like I can answer for that. That's going to be Twitch and YouTube,
Twitch.
right? Yeah. So Puffy Fluffy Clouds, get on the Twitch Cloud website.
Yeah, we've already made a deal with Stu Cranston's too. He's going to be putting stuff up on our Twitch channel.
You guys are
You
so
know.
generous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I forgot to mention him. He's going to be one of the founding members.
Oh. But he's an asshole.
Yeah. We'll see how long he remains on
You
the
can
staff,
deal with
but-
him. That's you
Yeah.
know, yeah, you're his caretaker.
There
then.
you go.
Maybe we can call Nolan for some assistance in corralling him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, none of that. Mermanatum wants to know, why y'all so awesome? And what's the secret? And she misses you.
Oh,
We're just
we
trying to
miss
keep
you
up
too.
with you, Michelle.
Yeah. we
Yeah.
miss you.
So, so
Seriously though.
And all the cool stuff you're doing, we see that online. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's Michelle. That's Sing Along with Michelle,
sing all
right?
the show,
Michelle, and she was one of those people that wandered into Sunspace one day with her beautiful partner Marco, and they just brought so much music
They
and
really
art
did.
to Sunspace,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we'll be doing stuff with them in the future.
Oh yeah, and we miss those guys too. They're in
Oh.
Florida right now. We send our love out to them.
Yeah, why y'all so awesome? That's
That's
flip
the
it
que- that's the
on
question.
back.
Yeah.
All right. Purgatory Pond wants to know, why Sun Valley? Why Sunland?
Wow, because it was near you, Purgatory Pond, and we knew you'd find us and we did it. Purgatory Pond is an amazing artist and did music as well at Sunspace, and it just ended up. It's a perfect place. It's in the city of Los Angeles, but it feels like you're not in the city. And so it was like had all the great things of the great city of Los Angeles, but it had parking too, and and horses walking by, and when people would come to it, they would get a sense that they were going somewhere else. So that was nice, and so that's it. Just kind of serendipity. We didn't plan it, but it just worked out so perfect, and it was a perfect spot for those 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple musicians we know live in the area that we play with, and so we, and then you and me moved up into this area. So,
Yeah.
It kind of just fell together in this serendipitous kind of way.
Oh yeah, and our friend MJ is the one that found the space for. That was a bit of serendipity. She called me and said, "There's a space available in Shadow Hills where she lives," and so that's why we ended up. That's part of the story too. So thanks to MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
I know, yeah, that was kind of like my stomping grounds with MJ and her daughter Sarah, hanging out. And then I seem to remember too, there was this funny instance where I think Jenny was talking about maybe doing a restaurant or something, and Guy and I were driving by and saw what's now Taco Ranch. Before it was Taco Ranch, it was just the abandoned Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And we saw that it was for sale, and we were like, oh shit, this probably has a stove and all the kitchen rights. We should call Jenny and Noel in case this is a good place. And I think Gaia called you and you were like, I was just across the street looking at the smoke shop for something completely different.
That is right. That is true. That really happened.
Yeah.
So it was meant to be.
It was very serendipitous.
It really was,
one
though.
of those funny things, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like most times you think of a venue in LA, you're like, ooh, Hollywood, or the Valley, or the West Side. But
Now, Shadow Hill.
yeah.
And Shadow Hills has such a cool name. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. And
Good
it's,
freeway access too.
it is oddly easy to get to,
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So that's, that was why. That was why. Next we have Buster Cagle. Oh, this is such a fucking good one. Which one was your favorite paper mache head and why?
Ooh.
Right? Damn, Buster throwing it down.
My favorite one of all of the heads, I guess I'm going to have to say, was the one called Slobberjaw, was because the one I wore it the most, and I sang lots of songs with it on my head, and it started out all the Unusual Tuesday shows.
Mm.
So old Slobberjaw, although now not Slobberjaw, Jiffy Spunkton was my favorite one.
I mean, Jiffy's so lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
What about you, Gaia?
Potty Mouth, the one that had the hole for the phone, so it had the moving mouth that
Oh,
came out.
yeah.
That was always my favorite mask in the intro, because that one would always get the weirdest.
Well, I loved when Mache started doing the potty mouth too.
Yeah.
Just his beautiful, like, fingertips elongated, dancing with it.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun putting on those masks. It frees you. You know, you can
That's
do
that
more
whole
stuff.
mask mentality thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's real.
Yeah.
Does Slobberjaw actually, or not Slobber, the potty mouth, is that an actual gourd on it? I feel like I remember
Oh,
there's
there's
something.
one of them has a gourd, yeah.
But it's a real gourd,
Yeah,
right?
it's a real
Oh, yeah.
one, yeah.
So it's, it's paper mache and encouraging to garden and have your worm castings.
Yep.
So you
Yeah.
can make masks.
Well, yeah. And the masks, by the way, are all are in a state of being repaired and recreated, and we have we're going to begin the work more in earnest in the next month to have them, because they got all beat to hell and almost ruined. But there's I think close to 30 of them. So
Wow.
we want to get them going so that people can put them on again and have fun with them.
Yeah.
That's
And we
so
took some
cool.
really, really great 3D photos with them, so we're gonna have digital references for them too on the Twitch website that people can see and use.
Oh,
So
that'll be great.
yeah.
And I remember Chris started making little finger puppet ones. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be pretty cool, Noel, to see these masks that you made inspire other people and have these different versions of it. I feel like it kind of ties in with Sunspace's like changeability, like fluidness.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that was really cool when people would do something, would paint a picture of them or put them on themselves. Anyway, yeah, because they're not really. I don't think of them as piece of art like to look at. They're things to, to wear and to be part of something. That gets some kind of movement going. So
Yeah.
that was always the funnest part when people would put them on and start acting wild.
What was the first paper mache mask you made? This is me. This is my question
The
now.
first one.
What was the
up in-
start of this?
Oh, I don't know. I probably made years and years ago. The first of this batch was when we started doing the Hillbilly Hip Unusual Tuesday show. Actually, yeah, we did some shows up there, and Gidget and Cecil asked me to make some big masks. They did a big musical festival, and so I made some. The one that became the lamp, the big rabbit ears, and became a lamp, a famous lamp. Maybe we'll have a picture here. That lamp in that rabbit was the first one. There
I had
used to
no
be a mask
idea.
that they wore in a music festival. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I always saw the rabbit and was like, and of course I could have asked you this, but I never did. I was always like, oh, this is so interesting that he's got these masks to wear, but then this one's a lamp. Like, I wonder if it was just you were going through a lamp phase. I don't know. And that was the
That
one.
one was just too big to wear, so I made it into a lamp, and when we moved into Sunspace.
I mean, it was a great lamp.
It was really good, yeah.
All right, B. Appleseed and single female lawyer want to know, when does Unusual Tuesday return? I feel like we kind of answered that with that it's going to be Sunspace Presents,
It's
right?
being reimagined.
That's a good way to
Yeah.
put it. Yeah.
There's gonna be something similar, but it's not gonna be exactly the same. You'll see, and I think you guys will like it.
Change is good.
Yeah.
Change, this is a year of change, so don't worry, B. Appleseed and single female lawyer. It's coming back, but just with a new facelift.
Mm-hmm.
Next we have The Withers. What is the worst performance you've seen outside of your venue?
Outside of
Outside,
them?
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
not, oh.
Oh yeah, no, because there's never bad performances
No,
at Sunspace.
there hasn't been.
They were all wonderful.
And we had we had over 500 shows there.
Really?
In Shadow Hills, but everyone was perfect.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the worst I ever saw. Oh, it was probably I was
Worst
probably in it.
No.
In a band I was in high school that was so bad that fortunately no one took videos.
There's no footage of it anywhere. What about you guys?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one.
We ask the tough questions here on Aquarian Times. Get to the facts.
I went to a Muse concert once, and the concert itself was great, but they had like this really grandiose stage design where the the band members were supposed to be revealed one by one with like these giant dropping curtains.
It sounds like Spinal Tap.
It was very, very much like Spinal Tap. And the bass player, the third curtain never came down, and for the entire first song, all you saw on one side of the stage was stagehands trying to rip this curtain down off of the scaffolding. And it came down right as the song ended and the lights went down. It was wonderful.
Very Spinal Tap.
Like, what do you do when that's happening? Like, I'd be sitting back there just being like, oh God, oh God.
You could see his silhouette behind the curtain, and he looked like he was pacing in frustration.
Someone got fired. Or maybe not. I don't know. Well, thank you for that question, The Withers. Next we have Paige. I mean, this is a very complicated question. I don't know how you guys are going to answer this. How did you guys meet?
How did we meet? Well, let's go back a long time ago, in 1987, when my wife, Jenny, gave birth to Gaia in Topanga Canyon, and we couldn't believe it, because there he was, and he was 8 pounds, and that was in Topanga Canyon, and we were all like just flipping out, and
Came out, gave everyone a firm shake on the hand, said well done, and
That
we got
sounds
to
like
it.
a great place to meet future business partners.
Yeah.
I don't know why more people don't find that way.
yeah,
You know, clearly it worked for you guys.
yeah.
I recommend it.
I mean, Gaia, what were your first impressions on that meeting?
I thought it was a little messy, but overall very productive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Jenny
a good
did a
meeting.
really good job.
Yeah, Jenny carried the weight.
Yeah.
I was just there.
Jenny's really the one
Yeah.
that facilitated the introduction.
Exactly.
Well, here's to Jenny for that one. Yeah, thanks, Jenny. All right, Felix Nation. Oh, he's calling you guys out here. It says, Felix Nation wants to know, who do you think you are?
Well,
Who do you
Fel-
think you are,
yeah,
Felix
Nation, Mr. Big Shot.
Mr. Big Shot.
It sounds like someone who lives in New York and is Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, I know.
I
Well, we're the ones that are going to put together a show that's so good that your socks that you're wearing are going to get knocked right off.
That's
Here at
right.
Felix Nation.
That's right.
Point at all 3 cameras.
Hold on to the socks. Because they're about to come off.
Yeah, you heard it here, Felix Nation. Mike the Hoser wants to know, any plans for live events after the pandemic blows over?
I think so. I'm sure that's what will happen. I'm thinking outdoor stuff,
Yeah.
will be something that I'm sure, Well, I just know we know so many
Yeah.
artists and musicians will just want to put on shows,
Yeah.
so we will do that.
Maybe like pop-up stuff too?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I could see that being in the Sunspace
Yeah.
wheelhouse.
Yeah, I think that'll be kind of the direction. Not, nothing planned. We'll just show up at people's houses and start playing.
It's not even like a scheduled pop-up, it's
No.
just like, hey, we're here.
We're having dinner, they'll hit a little tap on their window, and just me and Noel smiling in the window.
Or like we could go around, like the little like taco like pop-up things on the sidewalk all over LA. What if we just like pull up with all the masks and start singing Unusual Tuesday while people eat
I
tacos?
actually, I love that. There was a band in Topanga that used to have a pickup truck, and they had a piano in the back of the pickup truck, and they could just pull up and start playing, and it was so cool.
Well, Mike the Hoser, that might happen, We could, when it blows over, who knows? We might be coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Sleep with one eye open.
and we know where you live.
We might just show up.
This is how we get subscribers, you guys. We intimidate them. This is
Threaten
gonna work
people.
great. All right, this is our last user question. Bag of Gems wants to know, what have you learned about Sunland through Sunspace?
Wow, Sunland is the best. Yeah, it's just way more than what I guess the cliche of Sunland is. It's the nether or the far reaches of the valley. It's too dusty and dirty or something, but yeah, then of course when you're in Sunland, it's a big place. There's a lot of people there, a lot of artists, a lot of wide variety of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, from there's people living on the street, there's people living in their vans, living in their campers and RVs, and there's people living in big houses too, and it's it's as interesting as any other place, but
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if it's better than any other place. It's funny that not many people know Sunland, and they could live their whole life in LA and not even know that it was part of the city. It's in the city limits, and people might not even know that. But and it's changing a lot, which is really cool. It's always changing. It's always been changing, and it continues to change. And yeah, I think I like Sunland a lot.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm biased. We live up here.
Like we have to like it.
Yeah, I enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, there's good food, good people, traffic's not bad. It's bag of gems. Would be interested to know. It might be LA's best hidden gem.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah.
This is why you're a creative director.
Well, Bag of Gems probably has something on their Instagram feed, which is very good. If you ever, there's a lot of pictures of the valley and interesting perspectives of the valley. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
They collect gems of the valley.
Bag of Gems probably asked that so that I would talk about Sunland, but they probably already know quite a bit about that because I think they might even live near Sunland or maybe very near Sunland. But
I mean, Sunspace is kind of ultra local, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say too, like I never even like hanging out around here too. I didn't realize it until we were doing Sunspace just how much of an artist community there actually is in Sunland. Like I think if you were to drive through Sunland, you'd see like the horse trailers, you'd see like kind of the little like strip mall things, and you might think that it's just the back corner of the valley. But like when we started to meet everyone on like Art Street and see the sculptures that people put up and the people that would come in and perform, like even I was surprised at just how much wacky, creative, uber talented artists there are in this part of town.
My high school drama teacher was one of the first people to come into Sunspace without knowing it was run by my family, just because it was in his neighborhood.
I remember you were like, oh my god, my tea's here.
Yeah, it was a little weird. It threw me off for a second, I'm not gonna lie.
You're like, how? What?
Did I forget to turn in my homework?
He's coming right for you.
I mean, I did. I never did my homework, but I think I got away with it.
And that's why you're starting a Twitch channel. Well, I mean, is there anything else that you guys want to like take this time and let our viewers, your fans, the Sunspace family know about what has been and what's to come?
Well, I would just say thank you for your interest in checking in, and we have such fond memories of what we did for 3.5 years in Shadow Hills, and so it's all going to keep going, and in some way that I don't really know, but yeah, thank you very much for checking in, and we're very excited to see the stuff that's going to come out, and I'm sure all the stuff that you're going to be adding to the presentations it's just going to be a really, really cool thing.
Yes, same message. Just thank you to everyone. We couldn't have done it without all the help from the community and the friends that we made. You guys are amazing. We're excited to keep working with everyone and have this be a community project, just on a wider scale. But it's still gonna have the ultra local feel, But yeah, that's my main message is just thank you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to answer these questions.
Oh, thank you.
And take this time for the fans. And yeah, you guys heard it right here whenever we post this. That will be on Twitch, probably YouTube. You can subscribe and like, and that'll help keep us going. And just, hey, hang on for this crazy ride, because we're going to come at you with some wacky new stuff. And
it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool.
Thank you, Noel. Thanks, you, Gaia.
Elsie.
Yeah, thank you, Elsie.
Of course, and oh, this is like the end of it, right? Okay,
Thank
bye.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Sunspace. And sing.
And I'm not as great Used to shoot from the hip, now I button my lip. I've learned to wait. I'm more careful now. You should see me, dear, in a different state. I'm more careful now. I'm more careful now. I'm more careful now. But now it's too late. Now we had a plan, and I led the way. Now build you a castle I had, but I'd have built it on the sand. It washed away.